Hello and welcome. Today we're looking at how to install Linux. More specifically, how do we get Linux on an existing operating system? Now, of course, Linux is its own OS, but you're able to add Linux by partitioning your hard drive. This isn't as difficult as it sounds. Software has existed now that allows you to easily set aside some part of your current disk. You can still run your Windows, you can still run your Mac, and also add in a Linux kernel. We're going to go through that today. If you want basic Linux instructions and tutorials once you've got things set up, that's going to be in the next video. Here we're just focusing on the very beginners, getting set up with your Linux environment. The first thing we want to do is we need VirtualBox. All right, VirtualBox is the virtualizing environment that we're going to use for running our Linux instance. All right, so VirtualBox, let's jump in here. We're going to need to download this application, VirtualBox. Great, and you can just download 6.1 right to your computer. Once you download this, we're going to go ahead and run it. I've got myself a desktop icon already. When you open this up, you're going to see this general menu. Okay, and eventually we're going to come to the new and create our new Linux environment off this. However, we need to download Linux and be able to use that desktop version from our Oracle VM environment here. So we need to go and grab Linux as well. So let's do that. We'll need our Linux download. Oh, we don't want this. We're going to be grabbing Ubuntu. Okay, Ubuntu is one of the distributions of Linux. Think of it as, how Windows has Vista, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the different versions. Linux has what are called distributions. These are different flavors, and those flavors get updated over time. Ubuntu 18.04 is one of the standards right now going forward. It's got long-term support on it. If we come here, we want Ubuntu Desktop. However, it's going to point us to the 20.04. Of course, if you're welcome to use that, this is one of the newer versions, which means maybe things aren't exactly up to date yet, but you will see here that support is there until 2025, which is pretty great. I'm personally curious if we can find the other Linux, Ubuntu 18, let me see if we got 18.04 in here, which is what I'm typically running right now for my projects. Here we are, the Bionic Beaver. We can go here. Oh, that just brought us right back. Hold on here. Here we are. You can grab that LTS and download the desktop image. Of course, you can get 20.04 as well. Doesn't quite matter. This is going to take a bit of time to download. I also don't need the next 2 gigabytes here. Just take note of where this is being saved because we'll need to use this .iso file to make our disk as we go into VirtualBox. Let's go ahead and do that. We've got our files we need. Hopefully you've downloaded VirtualBox and you've got Ubuntu downloaded. Or whatever distribution you're running. Doesn't have to be Ubuntu. Now, I just was running this one before. I'm going to just remove this for now. Let's remove everything. Delete all files. Okay. Go to New. And you're going to name it. For me, this is going to be Ubuntu 18.04. Select the location where you want to save it. We've got type. I'm doing a Linux here. And you have to choose your version. Now, if you don't have 64-bit capability, as in your computer's not ready for it, right? Your computer has to be set up for virtualization. All right, I'm going to cover that in a different video because it is a more advanced topic. You have to go into your BIOS. If you're able to select 64-bit, you're good for now. If you can only select 32-bit, go ahead and check out that other video. The link will be in the description. From here, select your memory size. You should at least do, I would say, 2048 in this scenario. If you're going to be doing a lot, this is for your memory. Right, if you're going to be doing some pretty high-powered computations, go ahead and jack that up however high you feel is appropriate. But 2048 is a good base. And then we want to create a new virtual hard disk now. Let's create that. And then this is the location that you'll be creating your new virtual hard drive to. I've got that saved in my VirtualBox VM folder. That's fine by me. And then take a note of how big you want your disk to be. Okay, 10 gigabytes. Yeah, it's okay, but if you're going to be downloading a lot of packages, if you're doing a lot of simulations, getting big files, you might want to push that to 20 or even 40. to check how much space you actually have in your computer, right? This is the partitioning now. You can go into your File Explorer and head over to your computer, this PC, and that should give you your local disk, or if you've got an external hard drive, you can see your space here. I've already got a lot of stuff on this computer. It's old, from 2015. I've only got 26.2 gigabytes free. I've also got another disk that I'm already running on here for Linux, but I think that other one's about 20 or 30 gigabytes of data. So it's your choice there, but at least 10 for sure, but you'd be safer with 20. You're going to do the VDI option, as already selected, and make sure that you're dynamically allocating the storage. Hit create, and there we've got, it's powered off. So now remember, you've basically got a separate machine that's being run now. Okay, you've got, like I'm still in the Windows environment, I'm opening up VirtualBox, and now I'm going to be running a separate machine. It's a weird notion, but you can't copy and paste between these two machines, right? Because the way that the computers see each other are totally separate. These are not one computer anymore. These are two separate computers that you're running. So it's powering up and powering off like a regular computer. To start it, you can click the instance and then click Start. And there's some more initial setup you have to go through right here. This is going to take a bit of time. It's going to be a bit laggy. You need to find your ISO file now, okay? This is what we saved before when we downloaded from, downloaded Ubuntu.com or whatever. Click Add here, and you need to find this instance. I put mine in my downloads, so here it is. It's the amd64.iso file. I'm going to open that, and we've got that loaded here. It's about 1.98 gigs, and you click Start. Now the number one way you can mess up your VirtualBox is to start typing and clicking when it's not ready for you yet. Okay, let it run. Please, for the love of God, let this thing run. Okay, I've made many mistakes trying to jump in before it showed me the nice Ubuntu logo, before it prompted me to do something, and it ends up getting all screwed up and you have to start over and delete the instance and create a new instance. Just let it run. I know it looks like you want to type right now because it's got a flashing little cursor there. Let it be. You'll be all right. It takes some time, right? This is the first time you're starting it up. In the future, it'll be much quicker and much more agile because all the settings are fixed. It's done this before, it knows what it's doing, and you just have to log in right away. Right now, let it be and take some time. I'm going to fast forward this part until it's done loading.